Today, we're going to explore a controversial but important topic: masturbation in women and men. Is it good or is it dangerous? Let's check the facts to understand better. 1. Benefits and harms of masturbation in women. Masturbation in women is not bad at all. In essence, it is a completely normal psychological need. However, if abused or done incorrectly, it can lead to unfortunate accidents causing inflammation. Benefits of masturbation: helps relieve psychological pressure, reduce stress. Researchers believe that during masturbation and orgasm, the human brain will secrete endorphins, a happy hormone that brings pleasure to people. Therefore, after masturbation, women will feel comfortable and reduce stress and fatigue. Helps love themselves more. Studies related to physiology have shown that when masturbating, the amount of hormones that help increase feelings of happiness, such as dopamine or oxytocin, is secreted in much larger amounts. Therefore, women feel happier, love life more, as well as love themselves more. Like in men, masturbation in women is also an instinctive activity, not a bad thing. Helps to easily climax. Women's climax is slower, longer, and more difficult than men's. Therefore, the time to achieve this state for women will also be longer and require favorable conditions and environments. In some cases, men have an early climax time and cannot help women achieve orgasm. Masturbation will help women easily increase sexual arousal and reach climax more easily. Helps sleep deeper and better. Masturbation not only increases the concentration of happy hormones, but the body also secretes other hormones such as endorphins or neurotransmitters that help improve sleep quality. On the other hand, masturbation will relieve stress, release sexual energy, so both men and women have a deeper, more peaceful sleep. Helps improve health. Thanks to achieving orgasm, like exercise, the pulse and blood pressure also increase. The blood in the body will circulate better, thanks to which the blood circulation to the brain will also be better. When the body's desired stress is relieved, the spirit will be excited and health will be improved. In particular, the worries and discomfort of menstruation or cardiovascular diseases will also improve significantly if masturbation is done properly and regularly. Helps to overcome menstruation smoothly. Healthy masturbation before menstruation can reduce pressure and symptoms related to premenstrual syndrome. Less stress will reduce the risk of menstrual cramps, prevent sexually transmitted diseases and unwanted pregnancies. Masturbation not only helps relieve sexual pressure, but also helps prevent the risk of prostitution or finding partners of the opposite sex, leading to the risk of unwanted pregnancies or sexually transmitted diseases. Helps sex life to be more fulfilling. During masturbation, women will discover the positions that bring them pleasure as well as what their body desires to be met. From there, share with their partner so that both can be more in harmony in sexual activities. This will contribute to improving the quality of sex life of both in particular and improving the relationship between husband and wife in general. The harm of improper masturbation in women causes damage to the genitals. With masturbation performed too frequently, strongly, and roughly, it is entirely possible that damage to the private area can occur. The cause is due to too much friction on the sensitive skin of the vulva, especially in cases where the hand used for masturbation has long nails. It is easier to lead to damage caused by nails, causing scratches and gynecological infections. Risk of frigidity. This is a condition that occurs when you cannot achieve the highest emotions when making love with your partner. The cause of this symptom may come from masturbating too much, leading to emotional numbness and making it very difficult to reach the climax state. Affects health and psychology. Just like in men, masturbating too much also leads to health damage. The cause of this is due to too much effort, causing the body to be overloaded, both physically and mentally. Masturbating too much also has an impact on the psychology of the person performing it, with the severity depending on each person. There are girls who fall into depression, autism, and distance themselves from the outside world because they want private space to satisfy their own needs. Causes infertility. Excessive masturbation can damage the genitals, risking urinary tract and genital infections. In addition, excessive masturbation causes nervous tension, physical weakness, and can cause ovulation disorders in women. Obstetrician and gynecologist Luti Kim Dung also said that it is not uncommon for women, both unmarried and married, to self-stimulate to find pleasure. The doctor has seen patients using shower sprayers, sliding down stairs, to find pleasure. Masturbation, whether in men or women, is an instinctive activity, not something bad or morally depraved. In some cases, this is considered a way to release some energy, and is even beneficial because it relieves the frustrations in the body, said Dr. Dung. According to her, masturbation is essentially a completely normal psychological and physiological need, not harmful to health. However, if you abuse this, it can weaken your body, reduce your strength, affect your studies, work, and negatively impact your sexual health later on. In addition, if you do not ensure hygiene during masturbation or use unsafe items, it can lead to unfortunate accidents, infections, and damage to your private parts. 2. Benefits and harms of masturbation in men. Masturbation is a common habit in men, especially those who are single. Studies show that masturbation brings many benefits to mental health and has a positive impact on married life. However, masturbating too much can lead to some effects on men's daily life and health. 1. What is masturbation? Masturbation is the act of self-stimulating sex with hands or tools to achieve orgasm and satisfy sexual needs. This is common in most men aged 15 and over due to the strong secretion of testosterone, which motivates them to seek satisfaction. However, this behavior is not limited to young people, but is also common among adult men, including those who are married. Masturbation in men is not a bad behavior, but a very normal and healthy activity in sexual life. Especially during puberty, men often have high sexual needs, and masturbation can be a way to reduce these desires. If done in moderation, it can help men get used to the feeling of ejaculation and sexual experience, preparing for sexual life as adults. 2. Benefits of masturbation. For adult and single men, masturbation is an effective method of releasing sexual needs and brings many benefits such as reducing stress, fatigue, anxiety, and increasing pleasure similar to sexual intercourse. Stimulates the cardiovascular system, increases breathing rate, and improves metabolism in the body. Controls and limits sexual desire in men. Stimulates the brain to secrete serotonin to help sleep better. Reduces the risk of prostate cancer. Strengthens the pelvic floor muscles. Strengthens the immune system if masturbated properly. Supports improving sex life. Masturbation is an act that helps men satisfy themselves sexually. Masturbation is an act that helps men satisfy themselves sexually. 3. Does frequent masturbation cause infertility in men? There are many studies on the relationship between masturbation and infertility in men, but there are still no exact results on this issue. However, most opinions say that frequent masturbation does not lead to infertility. However, masturbation should be limited for couples who intend to have children, because frequent masturbation will reduce the amount of semen when ejaculating, affecting conception. If men have limited masturbation but women still cannot get pregnant successfully, contact a fertility specialist for advice and appropriate treatment. 4.1. Direct impact on psychology. Excessive masturbation can lead to addiction, causing some men to always think about sex and masturbate. If left unchecked, frequent masturbation can cause sexual health problems, including deviance, causing the practitioner to only focus on self-satisfaction and neglect the relationship with his or her partner. Frequent masturbation with high frequency can also directly affect the central nervous system, This can lead to potential mental health problems such as physical weakness and memory loss. Excessive masturbation can also make many men feel guilty, especially when this behavior is considered against social norms. Although social views on this issue are becoming more open, that does not mean that the practitioner does not feel guilty about his or her behavior. For point 2, decreased interest in sex. Frequent masturbation can cause men to lose or reduce interest in sex with their partners. The reason is that men are used to self-stimulation to achieve personal satisfaction. If this condition persists, it can seriously affect relationships and married life. For point 3, affects the quality of lovemaking. Excessive masturbation or addiction not only affects the psychology, reduces interest in sex, but can also cause problems such as premature ejaculation and erectile dysfunction. These problems directly affect the quality of sexual life. Excessive masturbation can cause men's psychology to always be in a state of excitement, leading to inhibition of the sexual sensory center. This makes the genitals too sensitive. Even a slight impact can cause premature ejaculation. As a result, people who masturbate frequently can reach orgasm too soon, making their partners unsatisfied, negatively affecting the quality of sex and possibly leading to cracks in married life. Frequent masturbation by hand can damage the male genitals and is considered one of the causes of male diseases. This behavior not only negatively affects psychology, but also affects the quality of life and health of men. 4.4. Reduced sexual and reproductive ability. Excessive masturbation over a long period of time can lead to men needing strong stimulation to ejaculate, making it difficult to ejaculate and possibly leading to erectile dysfunction or impotence. In addition, excessive masturbation also reduces sperm count, often to about half of the normal level. The rate of live sperm and their mobility also decrease severely, reducing sperm quality, affecting the fertility and quality of the male race. 4.5. Causes diseases of the urinary system and prostate. Excessive masturbation can cause bacteria from the hands to spread to the genitals, causing diseases of the urinary system, such as urinary tract infections and chronic prostatitis. Common symptoms include frequent urination, cloudy urine, pain or discomfort in the lower abdomen and genitals. Excessive masturbation leads to frequent ejaculation, seriously affecting the kidney essence. The kidney stores essence plays an important role in the development and sexual activity of men. Therefore, the dangerous effect is to increase the risk of causing serious kidney diseases. 5. Advice for men when masturbating. According to experts, men need to pay attention to the following issues to ensure safe masturbation. Maintain a reasonable frequency, about 2 to 3 times per week. Clean the genitals and hands before masturbating. Perform the operation gently and carefully to avoid causing damage to the genitals. Do it when you are mentally comfortable and relaxed. Avoid masturbating when you are worried or afraid of being discovered. Choose the most comfortable and suitable position and form. Choose private places when doing it. Limit or avoid watching pornographic films when masturbating. Combine masturbation with a scientific and reasonable lifestyle, diet, and rest. If there are any unusual signs during masturbation, you should immediately go to a reputable medical facility or an andrology clinic for examination and treatment. Should combine masturbation and scientific rest. Should combine masturbation and scientific rest. Moderate masturbation is usually harmless and beneficial to men's sexual and mental health. However, if done excessively, it can lead to problems such as fatigue, decreased sexual desire, psychological stress, and reproductive health problems. Therefore, men need to maintain an appropriate frequency and contact a doctor immediately if there are any unusual signs.
If you find the video useful, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Also, follow Harmonious Heart to wait for other useful information on the topic of sexual health. I will leave links to love products for men, women, and couples below the description, where those who are interested can follow the link.